For this section you'd compare two different apps or games or websites, something that's interactive. Interactive means that you can click or point and something happens on screen. You can change the things that happen on screen by providing input from a keyboard, mouse or otherwise. I'm going to compare Cooking Mama, an entertainment cookery app from the past, with something more recent, Pokemon Go, but you'll have your own two apps that you've discussed earlier, or own two websites, or own two games. I'm going to have a look at the purpose. So the purpose is similar in that both of them are for entertainment. Cooking Mama is for pure entertainment and Pokemon Go is for entertainment too. However, Pokemon Go has some additional purpose. It uses GPS and in-game rewards based on how far you walk, so that there's an incentive to get out and about and to walk, because by walking then you get extra bonuses through in-game bonuses basically. So there's an encouragement to walk and to keep fit and to explore different places, because different Pokemon appear in different kinds of environments. Some are rural, some are by the sea, some are in woodland, some are in cities. So an incentive to exercise as well as entertainment and to explore. In terms of the audience, the primary audience for both probably similar in that they're teenagers. Pokemon Go might appeal to a slightly older audience compared to Cooking Mama, because it's also got the incentive through exercise, so people might use it as an exercise app as well as for entertainment. Pre-production, what goes on before the app or the interactive piece of media is produced? Well, similar in that they'll both come up with an initial idea and a concept and then some kind of storyboard, but the main consideration of an app is the size of the screen and how the app will be laid out on the screen. So that's similar in both of them. The layout of the app and where the buttons are going to be and how you're going to interact is important. However, a difference is that Cooking Mama will be played mostly on tablets and maybe on computer, with a limited amount of time on phones. Pokemon Go will nearly always be phones, because you need data and GPS. So the size of the screen for Pokemon Go needs to take in small screens on phones, whereas Cooking Mama is slightly larger screens on the whole. Therefore the layout will be different. Cooking Mama can have more features on screen at any one time, more buttons, more areas to interact with, whereas Pokemon Go has a limited amount of space for you to interact with the screen. Therefore, when you click on something, another screen needs to appear with more buttons or more features, more places to interact. So it'll have a series of different screens, whereas Cooking Mama will tend to be on one screen. So consideration of how big the screen size is going to be and what kind of device it's going to be played on affects the pre-production, and they're quite different really, although an idea of how the app will be laid out on the screen is important to both. In terms of production, so once the storyboard is hand-drawn, they're going to be fairly similar from that point on. You're going to have to do some software development, you're going to have to provide interactivity, and according to the plan then lay out the interactivity, the app on the screen, based on the screen size. Pokemon Go is slightly more complex, so there's going to be more production going on, because it's got to link to your phone for the augmented reality part of it. It's also got to link to GPS and identify where you are on Google Maps and be able to bring those locations up on the screen and to track how far you've travelled. So both of them involve software development, layout, consideration of the graphical user interface based on the size of the device. But Pokemon Go, however, slightly more complex because it's got other features, as I've said, like augmented reality, use of the phone, use of GPS and use of Google Maps. Finally, there'll be some music and possibly some narration involved in both. Post-production, so what happens afterwards, well, both apps are similar in that they're going to be posted up to app stores. Both are free. The difference is that Cooking Mama will probably gain from advertisements within the game, whereas Pokemon Go has a shop, a store, in which you can make in-game purchases.